Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. I have always wanted to help people and I've always loved helping people. And I've had some, hard lessons along the way. And I always had this desire to help people and help them make really good changes in their life. And I always thought it's all on me. And I realized, the hard way, that I can't make anybody change. That change is an inside job. And it was really clear, especially when I became a mom, because I have two very, very independent thinkers. Huge. And they are really good at making decisions, usually, most of the time. Anyways, the thing is, it has to be their idea. So it's this fun way of, I might ask them to do something and they might not necessarily want to do it. But the moment I reword it and I let them make a decision to do it, it is now on their terms and they do it so much more willingly and it's just really amazing. Like another example, for my kids' point of view, or with my kids involved here, is my oldest had a hard time brushing their hair. I've always tried to brush their hair and it always hurt. And I have two beautiful, amazing, highly sensitive children. So pain tolerance isn't very great. And I'd be trying to brush their hair. And then one day, a friend offered to help them, bring in your hairbrush and I'll brush your hair for you. And then all of a sudden there was a switch. And my oldest started brushing their hair. Now has been brushing their hair every day, every night. And it's not a chore anymore. So when you have really independent thinking children. Now, this isn't about a parenting podcast or anything. It's just an example of I tried my best to help them brush their hair daily. And it just was so hard. It's like hitting my head against a brick wall. Same with toilet training. Both my kids, I tried so hard to help them. And all of a sudden, it was like a switch went off and they did it themselves. When I allowed them space to embrace and be themselves, to just kind of whatever happened, when I let go of that need for them to do something, it was really amazing and it freed everything. It was so freeing and so beautiful. Same with tying shoes. I'm not going to go down the whole list because I just realized I made a list and it's huge. Every turning point in my children's lives, it really had to be on their terms. And I'm sharing this with you because now they're my own personal life lessons as a parent. But the truth is, I can't change you any more than I can make my kids do something. That's right. I can't change you. Like I said, it's an inside job. I can help, I can support, I can motivate you through this podcast. But the hard truth is, you need to be willing to make a change before you can change. And I know that might sound crappy and hard to wrap your brain around. I have tried to help many people in my life that weren't ready for change. And man, it's like getting my kids to do something. I beat my head against a brick wall. So change needs to come from the person themselves. And a really big thing is figuring out why. So if you do want to change, or actually first it becomes the willingness and the awareness that you want to make a change. And then really get into your why. So for example, I am feeling really amazing. And I know I mentioned other podcasts where I was recording them earlier that my candida symptoms were still there and things. But I honestly, after a week of cutting out all sugar, I am feeling better. No brain fog. The joint pain is there a little bit, but not much. My hand that hurt and I couldn't use it is now better. And my fatigue is gone. It's just so, I have energy. And it literally was cutting out sugar for a week. So as much as I want something, I still have little cravings. They're still there under the surface. But man, if I can remember how crappy I felt on sugar and how much I spent a good chunk of January either in bed or just like laying around, my energy levels were so crappy. So it's remembering how crappy I feel having sugar. And that's a big why, because now I'm feeling good. And it's so easy to go down that road again. I'm like, oh, just, one little thing and then get on to something. So get grounded in your why. Why do you want to make a change? What difference will that make in your life? Like for me, saying no to sugar is saying yes to my life, like my energy, and oh my goodness, having a brain that can function again. It's so incredible. And it's like, wow. And yes, so it's just remembering, how I feel when I don't have sugar versus when I do. And it's been a really huge motivator for me. And then of course, life happens and I do have something and then it goes downhill. But anyways, this last time was pretty bad. So I'm hoping I can always remember that I couldn't function for like a month there. Anyway, so get grounded in your why. And like I said, maybe this title grabbed your attention. I can't make you change. And you're like, ooh, what's that all about? That could be awareness that maybe you want to change something. What is it that you want to change? So like I said, a few moments ago, it's bringing awareness and attention to what it is that you might want to change. Until you started listening to this episode, you might not even known or even thought about making a change. But maybe it just kind of brought this aha moment to you where it's like, oh, maybe there is something I'd like to change. If life doesn't feel flowing and awesome a good chunk of the time, I'm not asking, no one's life is flowing. Okay, I shouldn't say no one, but I personally have not experienced 100% flow all the time. Life throws us, little curveballs or big ones. And then, got to figure out how to move through that and then recalibrate or rejig how you're moving through life. So I'm not asking, you to be feeling amazing all of the time. But if your life isn't, feeling flowy a lot and, maybe you've been spending a lot of time in bed, it can feel fun in the moment, but man, I did not like watching the whole month disappear pretty much. So if you're ready, ask yourself, why do you want to make a change? And then if it feels surface, like for example, my whole thing always for cutting out sugar was for weight, to release some weight. And as much as I still want that, to me it wasn't deep enough. Like it's, why do I want to lose weight? And then now with the candida symptoms and stuff, I know that my energy levels will go down. So for me, it's like, I want to be there for my kids. I want to be healthy. I want to show up for you and myself. And I just feel so much better. So it's really get grounded in your why and just go deeper and deeper until you really get there. And I just don't like seeing months fly by and not really living fully. And then, obviously it's deeper than that too, like all the things. Like I have big dreams and goals and they've been hard to accomplish. So it's just really getting deep into it. And a really cool thing is maybe when the going gets tough, because when we make changes, it can be trixies. But a thing to remember is you are in charge of your life. You get to choose what's going on. You are the driver of your life. You're behind the wheel. Now, maybe you've been on autopilot a little bit, maybe a lot. Let's be honest, I know through my whole process of figuring out what was going on, I was definitely on autopilot sometimes. I'll own up to that. So you are in charge. I'm just here to help you and support you in making that change. But you are in control and you get to choose. You can choose to continue on the path that you're on right now, or you can make a change. The choice is all yours. Now, before we end, I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes. about change. Now, I'm paraphrasing. I don't actually have it in front of me, but it's one of my favorite quotes about change. And it's from Robin Sharma. Change is hard at the beginning, messy in the middle, and beautiful at the end. And I have personally experienced this on so many different areas of my life. Our move, parenthood, and I'm still in the middle, so it is messy. But as we live and learn and grow, things change. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful journey. So try to embrace change. And that's really the only thing that's actually happening ever in life that's guaranteed is change. Things are always changing. The seasons are changing. The weather's changing. Our bodies change over time. But the cool thing is that also means that if we don't like something, we can choose to make that change. There's certainly things that happen in our life that we cannot control that are changing. But there's a lot of things that you can choose to do differently. I hope this has helped. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you coming and taking the time to listen. I am so grateful for you. If you want other free resources, please jump over to my website at jodymisiak.com. And there's other goodies on there for free. So go check that out if that's something you'd like. And yeah. Go be the change that you want to see in this world and in yourself. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.